Hi guys, welcome back to The Real Broke Girls.
So we've got a special segment for you guys. It's family versus entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So we're just going to be talking to you about the difficulties you're going to face from being in a relationship and starting a business and things like that. So stay tuned, relax, get some drinks, popcorn, and enjoy.
And a notebook as well. And get your fingers ready for the comment section.
Like that.
Because it's been a little bit dry recently.
Yeah.
So the first thing we're going to be talking about is being single or entering into a relationship versus starting a business. You first.
I'm single, she's in a relationship.
Yes.
So being single and starting a business, the good side is the fact that I'm not committed to anyone else. What's my business? Like, I don't have to make time to go see this person, or and most of the time, not every partner will understand the struggle of your business, and that can take a toll on your business.
Definitely.
So I don't have that kind of stress yet. So that's a good thing about being single. What else can I say? That's mainly it, really.
Yeah, the availability of the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what makes it easier.
Yeah. The only downside though is if it's someone that do believe in your business, then you don't have someone to sort of support that, someone that can come home to you and be like, oh, guess what, this happened today, and blah, blah. So yeah.
Get a good support system, basically. Yeah, that's very true. From my perspective, being in a relationship, it also depends on what stage of the relationship you're in.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the early stages, you're just dating type of thing, then does it really matter to, not doesn't matter to them, but is it their business?
That's true. And also, if it's a distant relationship, then you have the freedom of the world. So
if it's a what?
Distant relationship.
Distant relationships can be very good.
In this situation.
Yeah, in this situation, yeah.
But yeah, continue.
So I would say if you're just starting out dating, I can't give you months in your relationship because everybody's different. But yeah, if you're just new and you're fresh, you're both doing your thing, and to a certain degree, you're trying to impress each other. Yeah. Oh yes, I was able to do this today, But I think once you get further down the line, it becomes more of a case where you actually have to start talking about some things. And like you said, the good thing about being in a relationship is that you do have that support system. You do have someone who you can trust to speak to and say, you know what, actually I'm struggling in this area. How can you help me, or can you help me? And another thing, I guess there's more pros than cons at the moment. The good thing about it is that you can also have more network because of your partner, because they can introduce a lot of people to you. For example, my partner introduced me to Simon Sinek, who's actually really helped me in terms of trying to understand why I want to be in business and stuff like that. So yeah. Well, that was a bit easy. I thought we were going to start arguing.
Don't worry, it's coming.
Alright.
What's the next?
So the second one is being engaged or married with no kids.
Okay, we're none of that right now.
So we can only give a perspective.
Yeah. For me, I would say being engaged and married is just being in a relationship. I feel like it's still about the same positivity and negativity, maybe a lot more in terms of
enhanced, isn't it? Yeah.
So what's it called? If he believes in your business, then it will be great, and if he doesn't, then the impact will be huge as well. So it's kind of
definitely
about the same, in my opinion.
I think in terms of, I'm this type of person who believes that what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours. In a marriage, I would say. So it's kind of your business now becomes his business. You have to understand, are you willing to share? Because some people aren't. Are you willing to share your business? Are you willing to take on board his or her opinions? Because at the point of marriage, it really does matter.
It doesn't matter,
because
definitely.
It's your future together.
Exactly.
In marriage, it's not just about being with someone you love, but someone that you can build an empire with.
It's true. And if you've been an entrepreneur, it's financially, can you guys pay your bills? Would you have to work full time and then starting your business on the side and then looking after a home?
I absolutely agree. Yes. Do you think age is a factor? If you get married young, is it different from when you're 35 and being married and starting a business?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. I would say. Because obviously when you're older, you're more mature, you're more experienced about life and whatever, blah, blah. I mean, some people are still stupid.
Sorry, guys.
You're more experienced about life, so the way you're going to handle the whole entrepreneur, because I feel like at your later age, when you want to start business, you know that this is, you're very sure, should I say, that it's that assurance that this is what you're going to give you 100%. When you're still young, it's kind of like, I have time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work out, and I can do this and I can do that. But when you're like 30, 40, you're like, okay, this is my last chance.
This is my last chance.
I have to make it work. So you're going to put your all,
your all in
it. Kind of thing, so.
That's very true. So the next one is being single with kids, or being single in maybe not dating, just that type of environment, you know, that circumstance, single with kids.
I can't speak on that.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
To be honest, being single with kids, again, as the positive and negative side. The positive is that you focus on yourself, your child, and your business. You know, most of the time, like let's say your child goes to nursery or whatever, you kind of still have time for yourself to do whatever you want to do. You don't need to worry about no partner or whatever, you know. But the negative side is, let's say, I don't know, you need to deal with customers or whatever, and then you have to go pick up your son from nursery or your child, whatever. If you have a partner, it will be easier if they can do that for you. Then you don't have to stress your life out. An entrepreneur, you need to network, and then having a child, that can really restrict your networking because you have to plan everything around your child care. So if you have a good like childcare or whatever, then it'll be great. But if you don't, then yeah, it's really tough on your business. Yeah, really, really tough. So yeah, that's one.
Okay. Sorry, I was gonna add that risk taking now becomes a very important thing to think about. When you're young, you take more risks anyway. But being single with a child, you have to be more careful with the risk you take. And starting a business is a massive risk. You're investing your time, you're investing your money, you're investing your emotions, and if it's not going well in your business, it will affect how you raise your child as well. So, that one hit me.
Because that was me last year. I'm not even gonna lie. That was me last year. Like the channel when I was going through my emotional roller coaster. Like it got to a point where I would just wake up, just do my thing. Like I don't forget that I have a child. Forgive me for that.
No, but it's happening.
Honestly, yeah. Like I would literally just wake up, like you'll feed him and whatnot, and I just forget that he's there. Like he's just watching his TV. He's a good boy as well. That's a good thing. Like once he has this channel, what do you call it, Paw Patrol, whatever, he's happy. So once I turn that on, he's there, and I'm just in my room as well doing my thing. So, but yeah, like it does emotionally affect them as well, which is kind of bad. So if you have a partner, it would have at least be easier. You have someone to talk to cheer you up, you know. But
I would add as well, there's a lady, I can't remember her name, but I'll link it somewhere on the screen or in the description bar, description box area downstairs.
Downstairs. The description down below.
Description, thank you. She was on Steve Harvey, right? And she was like, she was broke, completely broke. But she had her child, and I think she had to renew her Pampers or something like that. And she didn't have enough money for her son's Pampers or nappies. Sorry. And at that point, she made that conscious decision to make sure she's never broke again, and that's what triggered her entrepreneurial side of her. So being single doesn't mean you can't take the risk. Sometimes your child is the motivation to take those risks. I don't have a child, but I'm hitting this point.
She's hitting it. Like seriously, that's very true. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
So I'll definitely link her. She's got a YouTube page. She's a motivational speaker now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, she's doing very well for herself. Yeah. Okay. So the next one is being engaged and married or you know, between that section of life with kids.
Boy. When I first start, let me first start. I feel sorry for you. That's all I can say. Nah, like that is tough. Engaged is still okay. You still have some sort of, you know, freedom or whatever. But married with kids, yo, I That's what I can say. I really rate you.
It's hard.
Marriage itself is hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then to now have business on top of that. And the thing is, one thing you have to consider as well is like, is your husband actually making enough to actually feed you and your child, and you know.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And also, what else? And also childcare. Because if your husband is working full time and you're trying to be an entrepreneur and whatnot, again, like I said, depends on the finance. Like in England, if you have a child under 3, you're gonna be paying about 1,000 plus for nursery. If your husband is working full time, yeah. Because I don't think you allow free education or anything like that. Because you know, depending on what your husband is making, and if it's a thing where you have to work as well, then you're pretty much effed up, like pretty much financially. So yeah, it's gonna be really tough. Like just whoever's doing it, I rate you, I respect, and you know.
I think I'll add to that, but I would say on a tangent a little bit. It also depends on what you're going to start, and yeah, like you said, the financial risk. But it also depends on where you're going to start, because once again, I think it was a Steve Harvey show where they had like small business entrepreneurs that were actually blew up. One of them were basically designing kids' clothing. So it's not that you shouldn't go into it, but you have to be more analytical with the decision that you're going to make. Because it's a bigger risk, because you're putting your kids' future at risk. You're putting your marriage at risk, and we know that money is one of those things that really cause friction within a marriage. So yeah, you have to, not saying it's impossible, but for it to be possible, you need to be very, very analytical and do a SWOT analysis of your business consistently and communicate.